So we begin our meditation as we always do with the opportunity to just settle in and to just take a few moments to be completely focused on ourselves and what's going on within our own bodies and minds and spirits. So I invite you to get comfortable, whether you're seated or lying down, whatever works best for you, and to just spend a moment being attentive to how it feels to be in your body right now. And as you do that, you may draw your attention to your breath and just be aware of the natural rhythm of breathing in and out. That is the flow of life and energy. You may feel as you move deeper into relaxation that the pace of your breath deepens. You may find that it slows down a little bit, or maybe it speeds up. Just allow your body to breathe. And as you move deeper into relaxation, begin to imagine that relaxation flowing over you. Try to be attuned to breathing into the parts of your body that need to feel that release of tension and to relax. So often we hold tension so unconsciously in our bodies that we're not even aware that we're tense. And so I invite you to, just as you breathe, sort of scan your body from your head to your toes and deepen into that relaxation. Starting with your head and scalp, your forehead and eyes, your temple, your jaw, your ears, your mouth, feel that relaxation continuing to move down through your body, your neck and throat, your shoulders, your arms and hands and fingers. Continue to breathe and feel that relaxation flow down your back and your belly, through your hips and legs and feet. You may want to take a couple of deep breaths here and just feel your body sort of weight down onto the chair or the floor or wherever you're sitting or lying. Just feel the weight of you relax into that position. If at any point you feel your mind wandering, if you get distracted, whatever, You are always invited to come back by drawing your attention again to your breath as a way to draw your attention back into your body and refocus. Tonight we're going to engage in a meditation on being held. And so I invite you to, in your imagination, focus on what it feels like to be held. We want to start first with the physical feeling. What does it feel like to have contact with another person? You may be mindful of the warmth of their skin, the pressure, what it feels like to be in such close contact with another, maybe through a hug. We are so missing that physical connection today, and we need it. And so take a moment just to remember what it feels like to be held. You may also want to draw your attention to how that feels emotionally as you imagine yourself being held. Maybe you experience the weight of the chair below you as being supported by someone, some energy that cradles you. And as you delve into that, be attentive to the feelings you experience. It may feel safe. It may not. It may feel comforting. It may feel challenging. As you deepen into that relaxation, into that feeling of being held and supported, if there's any negative feelings associated with that, I invite you to just breathe into those for a minute and to let them go, and to remind yourself that this is a safe space, that it's okay to feel what you feel, and see if you can conjure up feelings that are positive and affirming and supportive. I offered the image of a baby being held in someone's hands as a reminder that sometimes we need to be that baby, that the weight of the world gets to be heavy for us. Maybe we're holding too much. Maybe we're responsible for holding others. And when the weight of the world is more than we can bear, we might picture ourselves as that baby held, protected, cherished, safe. From the moment we enter the world, being held being touched and loved in a positive way is what helps us to grow emotionally and helps us to navigate healthy relationships in our lives. Sometimes for our own healing, we need to put ourselves back into those loving arms, into those safe and assuring hands. And so I ask you now to just spend a minute breathing into that image, picturing yourself as that baby. Vulnerable and yet held, protected, safe. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to spend a moment feeling your weight physically, emotionally, spiritually, being completely supported, held. There is nothing that you need to bear. There is nothing that you need to support. There is nothing that you need to carry on your own. Spend a moment just breathing in to that idea of being held so completely that there is nothing we need to bear, but to allow ourselves to experience that feeling of being completely held. In our Judeo-Christian tradition, the scripture describes God as being able to hold us in the palm of God's hand. I invite you now to spend a moment imagining what that feels like for you, to be held in the palm of God's hand. As we prepare to return, I invite you to think about what you would leave here in the palm of God's hand. What is it that you no longer want to bear? What is it that you want held in God's hand? I invite you to imagine putting it there in the safety and the support and the security of that space. And before we return, we take a moment to mark this place. When there are times in our lives when we need to be held, we can always return here. We can always picture ourselves in that vulnerable form of an infant, reliant on the safety and security and protection of that loving presence. And we can allow that divine energy to hold us. We are grateful that we have that opportunity and that God's divine presence is always with us. And so as you prepare to come back to the space we began in, I invite you to again deepen your breath a little bit. You may want to wiggle your fingers or toes and sort of bring your body back to life, but to remember to carry with you into this more awakened state the feelings that you had when you were held. They go with you. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. Namaste.